good evening, everyone tuning in to another live broadcast from the Duncan Showroom. My name's Longevity John. I'm the host, the owner, the operator, and sometimes janitor of this wonderful establishment. On lights, cameras, sound, and all the stuff that makes all the technical part work is Dr. Ted Cadillac, sometimes known as the Reverend Dr. Ted Cadillac, as Lynn Miles likes to call him. Love that lady. Anyway, one of the things we get to do for you is introduce you to a whole bunch of Canadian talent doing original music that you wouldn't normally hear anywhere, because maybe on CKUA, that's a great station for promoting, but not everyone in Canada listens to that yet. But so some of the ways you can do it is not only do you get to listen to the music, you get to watch the video, you get to watch the person actually do the show, play the instrument, have the fun, and engage you, those people at home, with 5 cameras, which we don't tell them where they are. That's just the way we do it. So I do believe we're the new format that's coming out about how to watch or how to learn about new music, right? Because it is a live performance. It is something that it's just, I like live. I really do. Marten Borch is from, I like that, Borch, just like Borch.
Right.
It's from the Edmonton area. Comes from a family of musicians. Turns out we're good friends with Braden Gates. He's known since he was 11, and that's like we've known him since, well, a couple of years. Since he first came out here, since we first found out about him.
10 years anyway.
10 years, yeah.
11.
Right, because it was upstairs.
Upstairs, dude.
At the beginning. All right. So it's been, it's just this whole, Edmonton every so often sneaks someone out here for us to find out what the hell's going on up there. Is it the water or what? And you have that great folk festival that goes on in Edmonton. But this is people who live in that area, and these are the people that I figured if they can venture out of their town to go out and to play music in other communities, then they must have something of value that their community said, go do it. And so, which case, it's always interesting to find out what genre these people pick, how they do it, but always the delivery is great. And in this case, Marten Borch, you're in for a treat. Get away, Borch. It's your time. Take it up for him.
Thanks so much. I'm going to start off with a nice slow one here about just being present in the moment. Hello, still morning, somewhere the world burns. Today, sweet nothing, it's none of my concern. Last night, the moonlight washed away my nerves. My mind couldn't win the race, now I'm lost for words. Today could be an opportunity to save the earth, or at least partially. What good's a world where everybody has lost the art of here and now, makes no time to be? Beauty abound in light and smell and sound. Fresh snow paints the earth as we wander where wonder's found. And whether the world ends or turns itself around, all we know for sure is that we have here and now. Low, still morning, somewhere the world burns. Today, sweet nothing, it's none of my concern. Thank you very much. I grew up playing a lot of fiddle music with my brothers, and when they decided to go get real jobs a couple years ago, I was really missing it, and so I started learning a lot more fiddle songs on harmonica. And doesn't always work, and it's often a struggle, but I make it through, and it's a lot of fun for me. Fiddle songs seems to have arbitrary names a lot of the times. This one, for example, for some reason is called The Irishman's Heart to the Ladies. And couldn't tell you why, but there we are. Oh, thank you very much. For any of you wondering who this lovely animal here is, this is my dog Leia. She comes with me everywhere, and anytime it's possible for her to be on stage with me, I make sure she's there. I've been on tour with her now for just a little bit over a month. She lives with me in my minivan, and oh my goodness, is it ever great to have a dog along. Absolutely. I should really have a song for Leia after I introduce her. I totally goofed. I do not have a song written for Leia yet. I will work on that. Promise, doggo. Yeah. This one here is one I wrote about 11 years ago. When I was driving through Jasper National Park, there were a bunch of pine beetles that had overtaken the park, and they were killing off all of the trees, and everything was turning brown, and all those trees have since burned down in the huge fire that was that just last year? My goodness. But when I was driving through there at the time, I remember having this moment of recognition that yes, it's sad, and yes, it's not necessarily the most beautiful thing in the world, but there is still beauty in it, and there's still just a natural cycle that's happening, and we need to love that, even though it's part of, even though there's death involved, we still have to love the ugly parts. So this one's called Fireweed. The breath of the mountain blows through the trees. The passage of the pine beetle, once so ugly to me. But now when I look at it and feel the air on my face, I see beauty in death and learn to love again. Love again. Can I learn how? Love again. When hate and fear are abound, even if our trees die, that just means we need to try to love somehow. Storm clouds gather overhead as the lightning touches down. Those trees that once stood strong are bound to crumble now, A terrible, horrible, beautiful fire reaches for the sky. As I watch, I realize that I've learned to love again. Love again, stand by me now. Love again, the hate we've held will come down. Even if our trees burn, even if our clouds turn, we'll love somehow. As the smoke that once filled the sky sinks deep into the ground, new life springs up around me from the ashy mound. The first to call this wasteland home and bring beauty to the death. Fireweed brings what once was gone back around again. Love again, I can show you how. Love again, face your fear and denounce. Even if our trees burn, even if our clouds churn, we'll love somehow. Even if our trees burn, our clouds churn, we'll love somehow. Thanks. It's pretty much all I do. Yeah, at one point years ago I tried to write a love song, and it just turned out to be a love song to Mother Earth. I don't know. I mean, ladies are great, other humans are great, but the Earth is something special. Oh, I had no idea. Wow, I'm so glad that I thank you for telling me that. I'd say I'd play extra Earth-themed songs, but it won't make a difference because all of my songs are anyway. This is a fiddle song. It's the only one I know that is aptly named. It has the perfect name for a fiddle song, in my opinion. It's called Dum-dee-di-dee-diddly-doo. Thank you. Oh, a lot of the time when I play these songs, I end up having to go from a fast song, a jig, or a reel, and then bring it right down because otherwise I can't breathe properly. It's a lot of work, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. This is I grew up playing a lot of fiddle music. This is one of the songs that if you go to a fiddle competition in Alberta, you're very likely to hear this song. It's one of the most typical competition waltzes. It's called Lieutenant Governor's Waltz. Thank you. One of the things that's really important to me is that this traditional music, because most of the songs on harmonica that I like, most of the instrumental songs I play tonight are at least 100 years old. They're traditional, either Celtic or Canadian fiddle songs, and a lot of the younger generations, my age or younger, or even, a little older than me, they just don't have much interest in this music anymore. And so one of the things that I'm trying to do is to infuse just a smidgen of the newer sounds into this fiddle music to try to entice the younger aged folks to come and enjoy it some more, while still trying to hold the soul of the traditional pieces in there. So I've done that with this song. This one's called Red Wing. Hopefully that wasn't important. Thank you. It's really nice to have these lights in my eyes because I get easily distracted. And there's a lot that I have to focus on here when I'm playing those songs. And so it's really great because I can't see much in front of me. All right. When I write these songs, so often I come across as very preachy, or I feel like I do. I'm telling people what I think and therefore what they should think. And so I was trying to write a song here, and I had this concept for the song. The hook would be, what if I'm wrong? And all I wanted was for the song to truly ask people that were listening to consider whether they were wrong and whether I'm wrong, because I think everybody should consider maybe we're wrong, and it's worth thinking about. I mean, obviously there's some things like human rights that's not wrong, but yeah, it's worth considering. So I tried to write the song, and I got through the first verse, pre-chorus and chorus, And then every verse that I tried to write after that just threw all of my opinions into it, and I couldn't get away from my biases. So then I gave up on the idea of being impartial and just decided to be preachy again in this song. It's called What If I'm Wrong? Our world thrives on controversy, making people so mad they cannot see. Who does it serve? Why do we hate? Could we work together to bring about change? So don't get caught up in your certainty, closing out ideas that are contrary. The only thing constant in this life is change. Ask yourself, what if I'm wrong? What if these thoughts I form are misguided and designed to keep us apart? What if I'm wrong? It's human to fear the unknown, but these newcomers are just trying to find a home. All they want is somewhere to belong, so give them a hand instead of wishing they were gone. And don't get caught up in your certainty, closing out ideas that are contrary. The only thing constant in this life is change. Ask yourself, what if I'm wrong? What if these thoughts I form are misguided and designed to keep us apart? What if I'm wrong? I can hear the passion in your voice as you say protecting your children is your aim, but please let love lead you. Don't feed your hate. He, her, they all need your love today. Don't get caught up in your certainty, closing out ideas that are contrary. The only thing constant in this life is change. Ask yourself, what if I'm wrong? What if these thoughts I form are misguided and designed to keep us apart? What if I'm wrong? What if these thoughts I have formed are misguided and designed to keep us apart? What if I'm wrong? Thank you. Oh, got a tickle in my throat halfway through that last chorus. All right. I don't like to stick with just one genre. I find it's too limiting for the amount of artisticness that I want to spread myself over. So on occasion, I'll throw out a different genre here. This one here is an old swing song from sometime, I think it was written in the 1930s or 40s. So, pretty new compared to a lot of my other covers I do. This one's called Summertime. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. Singing, you're gonna spread your wings and take to the sky. But till that morning, there ain't nothing can harm you. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. Thank you very much. In this box? Nothing. Well, a bunch of chords right now. It's just what I use to carry all of my various pedals and such, and PA equipment when I'm on tour. So it's a handy stand, is all it is right now. Yeah. I'm sorry. No, this is all I can do. Wonder why it keeps doing that. All right. A lot of the Celtic and East Coast. There you are. Come sit down. Sit. Come on. Sit down, doggo. Guess she doesn't want to. A lot of the Celtic and East Coast songs that I play up here get played. Yeah, go ahead. You can go be friends. Go ahead. Go see. They get played in sets in a bunch of different songs that played at the same time, and one of the ways that they do that is what's called a Strathspey reel set. And a Strathspey is often a march, and then a reel is a bit faster. So this is what that sounds like. When I was playing with Bear Brothers, we would just call it the old slow song, fast song, because that's really all it comes down to. one of the things that's really important to me when I get up here and play is I always want to show my most authentic self. So I don't come up with a playlist beforehand. I have a sheet of all of my songs on the floor in front of me, and I just decide which one feels like the right song to play in that moment. So sometimes it comes off a little less polished, but I don't care about the polish. I just want to be authentic. I just released a new album 2 months ago. It's my first solo album, which I was really, really proud to put out. It was featured on CKUA, and it got me placed on the number 8 on the top 30 on the CKUA charts for a week. So I was really excited about that. Thank you very much. Yeah. The album was supposed to be released about a year ago, but some stuff that I'll get into later made it so that I couldn't release it at that time. But I was recording the whole thing in my van, and I wanted to make a little nod to that, a little homage in the title of the album name. And I love puns, so obviously I had to make it into a pun. But I didn't have any songs that worked. And so I decided to write a song specifically for the album so that I could name the album after this song. And the song's called Vanish because, van-ish is... Okay, that's enough of the puns. But I'm stoked on the song, but now the album has a different title entirely. But I still play the song, and the song's still on there, and I'm really excited about it. Vanish, we can't sustain this, we'll vanish. Already seeing signs, floods and fires all the time. Vanish, our water will vanish. Our lakes are drying up, the rainfall is not enough. We've strained this earth for too many years, polluted rivers and called too many herds, burning the lifeblood of the planet. If we don't stop, then we'll vanish like the white rhinoceros, gone now because of us. Our greed and our bloodlust will vanish. We used to say the time is now, but we still squander all we have. Change has come too slow, or sometimes not at all. So we'll vanish like the wild buffalo, only killed to harm our own. We're destroying our home. Singing songs of hope when our habits stay the same. We need to accept that we're to blame. We need to evolve from this hate, or we'll vanish if we don't change our ways. Already seeing signs. We start now or vanish. Thank you very much. Hey, Leia, come up here. Good girl. Hey, you gotta hang out over here with me. You're the cute factor. No one's gonna want to see me if I don't have a cute dog in front of me. Nope, that's the wrong way too. Leia, hey, come here. Keep exploring. Sit down. Yeah, exactly. Sit. stay there. So yeah, I had to change the album name, and well, I had to change the release date, and that's because beginning of July of last year, so 11 months ago, my mom was diagnosed with terminal cancer. Yeah, sorry, it's going to get a little sad for a minute. So I was on tour at the time, and I canceled my tour, and I headed back home. The whole family went and canceled their life because, I mean, you do for that sort of thing. And we all went back and spent an amazing month and a half with her before she passed. She kept on saying, as she was going through this and getting steadily and steadily more sick, she kept on saying this is the best time of her life because all of her boys were home taking care of her. And I've struggled for years before that to write a song for her because she just did so many things and she was so amazing. And thankfully, a friend of mine wrote a poem for her in her last days, and I was able to take that poem and turn it into this song. And I played it for her on Saturday morning, and Saturday night at midnight she died. So I'm very grateful that she was able to hear it before she passed. In the basket that I hold, in the trinkets made by my hands many years ago, in the scent of fresh baked sourdough wafting through my home, you are in everything I love. You are in the asparagus crowns underneath the ground. You are in the branches of the willow all around. Your words are in everything I've grown. You are in everything I love. You are in me when I remind myself that there is no bad weather, only bad clothing, so I pull on another layer. You are in me when I teach and when I show up for my community. You are in everything I love. You are in the mud that squishes joyfully between my toes when I dance at a music festival. You are in the grass on that big hill, swinging with the crowd as the rain comes down. It's impossible to separate the strands of you woven through the tapestry of my life. The everything that you are in fills me up to the brim with memories and love. You are in everything I love. You are in everything I love. You are in everything I love. You are in everything. Thanks. I'm not even going to talk about this one too much. This is What a Wonderful World. I see trees of green, red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. All the colors of the rainbow are so pretty in the sky, also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them go. They'll learn so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, 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 oh. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Thanks. Wow, my audience has doubled in size. Incredible. You're welcome to come and listen if you'd like. It's a full house. I'm sure you can find seating if you try. This one here is that's good. This one here is the oldest song I know how to play. It's I occasionally teach at a junior high school in Edmonton, and I got the kids there to try to guess how old an old song was. And one of them was like, 5 years old? 10 years old? And yeah, exactly. Finally, they got up to 100. It's like, no, this one is well over 300 years old. We don't actually know when this song was written because we weren't good at keeping track of folk songs back in the day. The first time it showed up on paper was 1713. So it's a ways away. If you feel like you are capable of doing this, you're welcome to try to breathe with me on this one. Every time, for the most part, every time you hear a new note on the harmonica, I've changed the direction of my breath. Sometimes it's not that way, but for our sakes, for now, we're going to say it's that way because it's basically that way. So if you'd like to try to breathe with me, you can try to breathe every time you hear a note, change the direction of your breathing. Go from in to out, in to out. And if you really want to challenge yourself, do it with pursed lips as though you're breathing through a straw, because that's basically what I'm doing with my little holes on the harmonica up here. got all fancy with the lights there. Nifty. Next, I'd like the pyro, please. Ay, ay, ay. Silliness, I tell ya.
Leia liked it.
Yeah, Leia liked it. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I found that since I started playing this solo thing with all of my fast harmonica playing, I've had to be very mindful of when I eat before a performance, because if I eat too much, then there's not enough room in my stomach for my lungs to expand and get enough air in. So I gotta be very mindful these days. We're gonna change genres yet again. I guess, well, this one's similar to a swing-ish style. I was gonna say a swinger style, but that's different. This one here, my brother wrote this one. He described writing it. He was hiking up a mountain, and he was just really pissed off about the way things were going in the government at the time. And he just was walking up the mountain and like yelling, rapping it to himself, and came up with these words. And then later came to me and my brother, and we put it into a song. And yeah, it's about old white men not listening to people and making decisions for people that they have no idea about. They have no lived experience, no shared experience. They haven't even tried to understand. So it's called Sit Down and Listen. Yup. Open heart, open mind, close your mouth and be kind. Open heart, open mind, close your mouth and be kind. Open heart, open mind, close your mouth and be kind. Open heart, open mind, close your mouth and be kind. I'm not saying I have the answers, don't tell me you understand. It's our time to move over, please sir, sit down and listen. This is their everyday. Let's hear what they say. Their life is not your decision. Please, sir, sit down and listen. Break your mind open and lock up your mouth. Sit down and listen. Hear them out. Break your mind open and lock up your mouth. Sit down and listen. Hear them out. Sit down, embrace uncertainty. Listen and have some humility. This won't be easy, but please, sir, sit down and listen. Open mind, close your mouth and be kind. Open heart, open mind, close your mouth and be kind. Open heart, open mind, close your mouth and be kind. Open heart, open mind, close your mouth and be kind. Thank you very much. For those that have joined recently, my name is Marten Borch. I'm on tour right now from Edmonton, Alberta with my dog. Yeah. This next song is another one for Mum, a little bit less emotionally charged. It was a song that was written for her about 15 years ago. It's called the Schnapps Birthday Waltz. And when we got Mum's diagnosis, her cancer diagnosis, I was on tour and sitting alone in the woods like I do, and had all this grief that was piling up and needed somewhere to put it. And so I turned my microphone on that I was using to record the album and just played, and whatever came out, that's what I was going to put on the album, because I wanted it to be a true and authentic version of my grief in that moment. So if you choose to buy my album, or if you're going to listen to it online after this, the Schnapps Birthday Waltz is as true and as real as you'll ever going to get, I think, on an album. Thank you very much. For any of the folks that are on the online stream at the moment, I think I was told that there's an option somewhere on there for you to donate, and it'd be amazing if you could hit that button if you're still listening, still watching, and donate what you can, because at the Duncan Showroom here, they're doing amazing things. They've been going, I think they said, for 21 years, and it's just absolutely incredible, and I'd love to support them as much as we can. This song here is also on the album. It's called Rewild. Flattened landscape of mountains and trees, hills and valleys, rivers and streams, making way for concrete blocks. We build green places to negate what we have lost. Will you stay docile, or will you answer the call to rewild? Pillars of steam and exhaust pour into the sky, choking the wildlife. We take them away is our space and they don't belong anymore. Will you stay docile, or will you answer the call to rewild? Crashing through this old growth forest until there's nothing left before us. Why can't we see all this time we're causing the death of the wild? Will you stay docile, or will you answer the call to rewild? Will you stay docile, or will you answer the call to rewild? Will you stay docile, or will you answer the call to rewild? Thank you very much. I think I've got about 3 more songs for you folks tonight. Where's my next song? Just had it in my head. Gosh darn it. Well, it might be gone. Oh, treat for puppy dog. Nice. Lovely. That was a perfect time because literally as you gave it to her, I remembered the song I was going to play. Well done. We're a good team. This one here is it's only I think about 150 years old, so relatively new. It's called well, its true name is Big John McNeil, but on the east coast of Canada, it's just called the East Coast of Canada, or the Nova Scotia Anthem is I think what they call it there, because everybody plays it while they're there. All right. Thanks. Halfway through there, my stomp box went all sideways on my foot and I couldn't bring it back. Oh well. She knows how to play the game. She doesn't understand it not being about her. It's kind of about her. I mean, look at that face. This here is my newest song. I wrote it about 2.5 months ago. And it's the first song that I've written about, from my perspective. I think many people have some pretty strong, not enough kind of self-talk, negative self-talk. And so whenever I would write a song about, from my perspective, I would then just throw it in the garbage because like, no, nobody wants to hear what I'm thinking. I'm not good enough to sing that. So instead, I've decided to just embrace it this time and be happy because I am enough. This one's called I'll Fly. Whenever I fall broken and beaten, I focus in on my rhythm. I come alive from inside out. I keep faith that one day I'll fly. I saw a butterfly, wings bent and weary. I held it close and let it dry. I gave it honey and kept it safe until it could hold itself up again and take to the sky. Saw a rock fall and crush a flower. I took it home and put it in water. Although I couldn't bring it back to life, I gave it love for the time we had left. I can't always do this alone. Sometimes I need someone dear to me to keep me grounded and whole, and to help me see that what's got me down is only temporary. Whenever I fall broken and beaten, I focus in on my rhythm. I come alive from inside out. I keep faith, one day I'll fly. Thank you very much. One of the downsides to releasing an album is you don't want to do it again for a long time. And so I've just written that song like directly after my album was released, and so it probably won't get recorded professionally for years still. That's what I was gonna say. Exactly, yeah. One of the wonderful things that they do here at the Duncan Showroom is give a professional recording, or professional adjacent recording, professional live recording, let's call it that.
Professional implies you get paid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Professional adjacent.
Yeah. And I also have decided to record these as like in a also professional adjacent manner on my own and put them up on my Patreon account. Yeah. So if anybody either in the clouds that are listening right now or any of the folks here would like to support me on Patreon, that'd be lovely. And you get access to a bunch of content that other folks don't, like new songs that won't be recorded and released for quite some time. And you also get free access to a couple of shows. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically it's similar to OnlyFans, but I don't have to show anyone my feet, so it's much nicer for me. I would. Well, who knows? Oy oy oy, oy oy oy. Exactly. Which almost makes it worse. This is going to be my last song for the night. Thank you so much for listening. Yeah, my name is Marten Borch. If you would like, I'll be playing another show up in Comox in 10 days, I think, roughly 10 days. It's a nice little house concert, so it'll be super cozy. I'm also going down to Salt Spring, so if you know anybody on Salt Spring, let them know I'm coming. And I'm playing two shows there. I'm playing at the Waterfront Country Cafe. Yeah, and then I'm playing at an intentional community called Phoenix Farm. Yeah, so I'm playing a little show there. I've been part of my tour. I despise playing bar gigs. I try to avoid them at all costs, and so I've booked a lot of shows at intentional communities across BC because that aligns much more with my values. So Phoenix Farm is one of, I think, five intentional communities that I'll be playing at this tour. Yeah. Anyway, this is going to be my last song. It's my favorite song that I've written. It's track number 1 on my new album. It's about saying no to the grind, saying no to the corporate life, and just going outside and sitting with a tree, which I think is something that we could all use. It's called Breathe. Step outside, get lost in the woods, wander until you can't hear the rush. When you take a moment to sit with the trees, you can find the strength to breathe. Take some time to sit with the tree and listen to what it needs, care for it as it grows. Water the roots and watch the leaves unfold. Its colors shift and change, and sometimes they grow muted and gray, but come springtime, those branches will bloom again. Working every day, climbing corporate ladders and collecting your pay. Your soul might feel empty, so hold on to this truth. Your worth is not tied to what you produce. So step outside, get lost in the woods, wander until you can't hear the rush. When you take a moment to sit with the trees, you can find the strength to breathe. Will it be ours, or can we release greed? Will this be the point that we sink beneath? Are we resigned to our end, or can we find the strength to breathe again? We're nearing an end, but will it be ours, or can we release greed? Will this be the point that we sink beneath? Are we resigned to our end, or can we find the strength to breathe again? should be ours, or can we release greed? Will this be the point that we sink beneath? Are we resigned to our end, or can we find the strength to breathe again? In the woods, wander until you can't hear the rush. When you take a moment to sit with the trees, you can find the strength to breathe. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night. You're very welcome. Thanks for listening. Thank you very much. Oh.
She never really liked him, cigarettes, wore the smell of whiskey on his breath. But she would always wait for him late at night, just for him to come home and wanna pick a fight. So she said, boy, I'ma love you anyway. She said, boy, I'ma love you anyway. He never really liked her hanging out with Kathleen. Never really knew where those girls had been. But she would always ask him to leave on the light, but she belonged next to him in bed at nights. He said, girl, I'ma love you anyway. 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 Sons and daughters of mine, why you always stealing, cheating, and lying? Why can't we just learn to love one another, treat each other like sisters and brothers? He said, child, I'ma love you anyway. He said, child, I don't love you anyway. He said, child, I don't love you anyway. He said, child, I don't love you anyway. He said, children, I will love you anyway. All right, he said, children,